Unit 1A, Your Skills, Personal Development. So we've talked about the areas of wellness or the dimensions of wellness. Now we're going to tie it into human growth and development. So the key points are understanding yourself as the first step in achieving wellness and a high well-being. Well-being is an active process of becoming aware of and making choices towards a healthy and fulfilling life. There are 8 dimensions of wellness which determines one's overall well-being, and that they're interdependent, and understanding all of this will help you grow and develop in all areas. And understanding each domain of wellness and knowing what influences development and how you are changing will help you become successful at all areas of your life. So personal development is our first unit because it's all about you. In order to become successful later on, whether it's financially or just as a person, you need to understand what makes you you. So well-being, which you've already dug into, is determined by how healthy or well you are in each of those 8 dimensions. And each of the dimensions are interconnected, meaning one of the dimensions, if you suffer in one, it could impact the others. For example, if maybe I'm very unhealthy and I don't feel real good about myself, that impacts my emotional wellness. Maybe because I don't feel so good about myself, I don't go out or I don't interact with people. Maybe because I don't have a good physical wellness, that could impact my job. Maybe I'm missing work because I'm sick or I can't get out of bed. So they're all interconnected. So how do you achieve high well-being? Understanding, developing, and growing in each of the dimensions. By understanding the relationship between the dimensions of well-being and lifespan development, and knowing the choices that you make today can and will impact your future. So lifespan development, this is probably something you discussed in health class, but lifespan development is basically the growth and change that occurs throughout your life. Development is unique for everybody. There's no exact, at the age of 2, you must do this. At the age of 2.5, you have to do that. There are estimates. When we study people, we talk in generalizations and in overall. There's always exceptions. It does help you understand yourself and others. You know why some people make the choices that they do at certain stages of their lives. So there are 5 main areas of development: physical, intellectual, emotional, social, and moral. So these sound familiar, I bet, because these also intertwine with the dimensions of wellness. So by looking at how we are growing physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and morally, helps us also achieve wellness in all of those 8 dimensions. There's many theories on how development works, but most agree that development occurs in stages throughout life. Some people say there's 7 stages, some 8, some 9, there's all sorts. But what we do know is development starts during conception and it ends when you're dead. So that is what we do know. The stages do correspond roughly to one's age. And there is developmental tasks at each stage, meaning something that you have to be able to accomplish or do, or expectations. For example, an infant is not expected to walk and talk, but as they age into their, by the time they become 1 and 2, they are expected to walk and start to form words and things. So most follow the same basic sequence of development, and some people feel that if you don't accomplish a task at an early age, it can impact development at later stages. For example, if a toddler doesn't learn how to speak, how will that impact their development later on? Well, it may impact their social development because they're not able to talk. Maybe it might impact their intellectual development because they're not able to process things verbally. So again, everything is interrelated. And just to reinforce, the rate of development does differ. It's not exact age. So basically, It's important to figure out what all these things and how they all go together in order to be an overall healthy person. So, looking at the dimensions of health, the emotional, spiritual, intellectual, physical, environmental, financial, occupational, and social, those are all of those 8 dimensions that make up who you are and determine your success as a human being. All of the aspects of wellness are connected and impact each other. When one area suffers, the others tend to suffer as well. When you thrive in one area, others will also thrive. So, the basic premise of all of this, to have a happy, fulfilling life, it's important that we identify and make sure that we're achieving wellness in all of those 8 domains. So, understanding your influences, why are you the way you are, can be explained through hereditary, through your environment, and also through technology. We're going to talk a lot about technology in the upcoming units, but your hereditary is your genes. You came from your parents. So how does that affect who you are and how you develop and grow? Your environment is everything that surrounds you. So where you live, where you go to school, who you interact with, who your family is, all of those things can influence it. And again, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into that as we explore how do we become healthy in all the 8 domains.